Really the obsession of my life for the last 50 years or so, for half a century, has been to avert a nuclear war. Back then, 50 years ago, I thought the best way to do that was to prevent a Soviet surprise attack with their supposedly hundreds to thousands of nuclear weapons, which constituted, we thought, a missile gap. In fact, the only real threat of a first strike in those days was the United States. We had thousands of warheads. They had 4 ICBMs.
Stop, please, stop. Please stop.
This launch, which we were protesting at Vandenberg Air Force Base of a Minuteman missile, is a rehearsal for a Holocaust. Every nuclear warhead is a portable Auschwitz. 2 million people over 7 years were murdered at Auschwitz. A single nuclear warhead, or let's say the 3 that used to be on every Minuteman missile, now they're down to 1, but several Minuteman missiles now, will kill 2 million people very quickly if you drop them near 2 million people. US and Soviet, now Russian, systems of ICBMs, bombers, submarines that could easily destroy life on Earth by causing a nuclear winter from the smoke, from the fire of the cities these weapons would create and blot out the sunlight, cause nuclear famine around the world, and essentially end not just human life, but most complex life on Earth. These weapons should not simply be de-alerted. They should be totally dismantled, taken apart. The fact is that ever since we had submarines to do that, these weapons have been totally obsolete, and that was a good 40 years ago.
This camera is a reality TV.
Is it reality TV?
The idea of persisting in allowing these doomsday machines and setting an example for the rest of the world is immoral and insane, and has been for a very long time. That will change really only if the congressional pressure, the pressures on Congress and on the executive branch, are changed from pressure to preserve these Auschwitzes for the jobs they create and the profits and the votes, to the task of dismantling them. And we demand, in fact, that this challenge to life on Earth be ended. Only citizens who change their lives to the extent of not acting on business as usual, taking some effort and some risk, actually, political risk, family risk, income risks conceivably, to oppose this. We've got to get action in that direction, which we haven't seen yet, and that will take more commitment, more courage, more effort, both on the part of citizens, citizen voters, citizen activists, and pressure on Congress than we have seen so far.
All right, yay, Dan! Yay, Dan! Dan is an American hero who shared the Pentagon Papers with the New York Times and the Washington Post.
When I was in high school, I never thought I'd be getting arrested with Daniel Ellsberg.
Yay, Dan! Whoa!
37 years later.
I hope this action will be one small example that will inspire others like it. A number of us, including me, will be speaking on October 16th on putting nuclear weapons on trial. As I've said, there's plenty of charges to be made of weapons which constitute portable Auschwitzes, and the fact that they should not exist in this country or in the world. So I hope you'll join us where we will be encouraging citizen action for the future.